All right, we are live, brother Jarvis.
Yes, sir.
How you be, man? How
Fine,
you
big
be?
brother. Fine, sir. Can you?
Hey, brother. The sisterhood gonna talk about you with that sweater all jammed up on you like that, Sensei. You better kind of straighten it out a little bit. Are you gonna just
There
take
we
it? Oh,
go.
okay, brother. Got you an East Coast cat, man. You rough and tough.
Yeah.
All right, brother. So, uh, like it says here on the screen, we got a new format for the show. Got to thank Coach Greg Adams for that, man. He called us out. And so we got a new format, man, for the show. Uh, so let's get into what we're gonna do as far as how the show's gonna go. So coming up, we got news, movie reviews, Black History Minute, lead topic, etc. Got other stuff going on, but I don't want to list everything we got going on. Got to leave you with a little mystery so you'll want to see what's coming down the pipe. You'll stay and watch to see what's coming down the pipe. Uh okay, so first we're gonna start with the news, brother. So in the news, we got a 13-year-old boy out of Chicago, man. Another one, man. Another one bites the dust. 13-year-old boy was fatally shot by Illinois police Monday after what police called an armed confrontation. The victim was identified as Adam Toledo, 13, of Little Village, by the Cook County medical examiner's office. According to Chicago ABC 7, Adam died at the scene. The 13-year-old boy was fatally shot by Illinois police Monday after police were called an armed confrontation. And let's see, an unarmed person ran from the scene and was shot in the chest by police during an armed confrontation. Police also arrested and charged a 21-year-old Ruben Ramon Jr. with misdemeanor count of resisting arrest. Adams' mother also told ABC7 that he had aspirations of being a police officer one day. So they shot another young brother in Chicago. Uh, and like I said, this is the one we heard about. Uh, this next one is crazy, man. This next story is crazy because they did a lot more writing. I guess she lived a lot more longer than this young brother, but basically, a brother in North Carolina. There was a road rage incident between his sister, a brother, and this white lady. And I guess for whatever reason, the brother just put a gun and shot the white lady, man, killed her. And it's tragic, man. But wow, man, he just threw his life away and over getting mad. You know what I mean? Just that's the sad part, man. What you think about that?
How did they give the age?
The age of who?
They didn't give the age of the man who shot.
The age of the brother who shot the white lady. He was 29.
Yeah, yeah, 29. Um, there's only one facet or one institution that I know of in the black community that's trying to train brothers to rise above their emotions. The tragic thing about us, black men, is that because we were raised by black women or just women in general, you know, because she's emotional, I think that gave birth to what they call the metro man today or the more sensitive man today. Um,
Yeah,
because she's sensitive, we've become sensitive and we think that's how it's supposed to be. Not saying that a man shouldn't have any, you know, shouldn't develop that sensitive side, but the man, like Ron says, like the male is unlike the female. We're different. You know, she can be emotional. She can do something stupid. You can't.
Yeah.
As the man, you can't be stupid. You have to be thinking at all times.
Yeah.
You have to rise above your emotions. You can't kill somebody because you're angry, or
Yeah.
because you can't now talk a woman.
Yeah.
Old you get as a man. I don't care how much you read. I don't care how wise you are. When it comes down to out talking a woman, especially a black woman, but we talk about a white woman now. In general, you really can't out talk a woman because she doesn't go logic. She go off how she feel. But you
Yeah.
can't do that. And again, because of that, because of our lack of controlling our emotions, that's what gets us in a lot of trouble. When it comes down to relationships, business decisions, when it comes down to being on the job, when it comes down to anything, we let our emotions rule us
Yeah.
instead of stepping back, thinking about it, and strategically, like a general or somebody that's leading an army or somebody that's leading a leader.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take a loss. That's another thing too. Black men, we don't know how to take a loss.
Yeah.
Because what does that song go? Win, 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 no matter what. I mean, we really believe that. We really believe we ain't know what. No, in life you take losses, and
Well, I think it's
as you
because
live, the more you have.
oh well, sorry, brother, but I think it's because so many of us are being raised by women that we just don't know how to take an ass whooping. You know what I mean? Like and get up and walk away and get tougher and be better. We want to just go undefeated the whole way, and you don't live 50 years and get undefeated, brother. You just don't. Ask Mike Tyson, ask Ali, ask the
Yeah,
greats. They all took one or two. They all took some L's. Everybody took some L's. I don't care how great they was. They took some L. And your boy, the greatest one of all, Jesus Christ, man, took the biggest L of all, right? So you're going to take some L's along the way. You know what I mean?
right,
So anyway,
right.
anyway, we could have talked about Easter, but I'm going to leave that for another discussion later, man. I didn't even want to get into the Easter conversation, but, we'll deal with that later. Anyway, brother, let's move on. The next thing the next thing in the news is, we got here the unemployment stats. 719,000 unemployment stats for the week ending March 27th. That is up 61,000. Insured unemployment was 3,794,000 for the week ending March 20th. That's down 46,000. So I guess some jobs are coming back, some jobs are not. Just depends on how we look at it. And I don't know. I don't know if excuse me, I don't know if you're seeing that out there, brother. What do you think?
I'm not quite sure. I kind of go off of traffic. I'm hearing now that if you commute, the traffic is a lot heavier now. So to me, if it's a lot heavier now, I mean, people are going back to work. So that's pretty much how
Good indicator.
the traffic is heavy in the morning, people are back to work. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but they're still not in school.
Yeah, that's when it's really
But
gonna
I just drove by an IKEA.
okay.
Yeah, school and when everything is back. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's good or bad right now. I'm not. I mean, nothing's going down. You would think if ain't nobody working, using a double negative, if ain't nobody working, um, our gas price, our gas still so high. You know, how come meat don't come down or eggs or any of that?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't understand that. If nobody's
Yeah.
working,
Well, even if
I
nobody's
never understood
working,
that.
even if nobody's working, the same people need gas and the same people gonna need meat. Same people need to eat. As a matter of fact, they're probably eating more because they're at home. So, you know, and it costs gas. You gotta use gas to transport that meat around. So, I mean, I think stuff like that is gonna stay up no matter what happens in the situation. But other stuff like recreational stuff like bowling alleys and gyms and stuff like that, I think that's what's probably gonna feel it the most, man. I don't know. That's just me, you know.
I thought they already did. I mean, I hear they're trying to open back up, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, as far as is unemployment high? It's always high in our community. Seems that way.
Yeah, yeah. We feel it the most, man.
You got the millennial now, the millennial or the young people today. Hell, my sons. Uh,
Yeah,
I would love for my sons to have a conventional city job, but it doesn't seem like they want to do it. I
me too.
can't
Yeah,
make them do it. So it's
yeah.
it's a little different. I can't make. I can't. You need a. Growing up, God rest her soul. My mama was so proud that I worked for the post office. You know, and she
Yeah.
bragged. She bragged about it.
Hey man, because you know what?
So
They lived through the time where you couldn't get that job. These children ain't never seen nothing like that, man. So they don't know what it's like and the sacrifice that people
right,
had to go through so they could just walk into a place, apply for a job, get it and walk on and get the job and do the job. Our parents, they was here when
right,
it doesn't matter. My mother, the reason why my mother joined the army wasn't because she wanted to jump into the war. She joined the army because she was a straight A student and nobody would hire her in Pennsylvania. Nobody would hire her. No, she just couldn't get a job no matter what. And she was a straight A student all the way through school, and nobody would even
right,
give her a look. She couldn't even take the garbage out that way.
right,
So what I'm saying, so
right.
I mean, but so she was walking down the street one day, and just like Mr. Farrakhan said, be all you can be in the army. So she did. She signed up for the army. She
Right,
signed up for the army and was able to send some money back home, take care of her family, and you know what I'm saying. So, because that's what we did back then, right? We took care of our families, man. We took care of our families.
right,
I was just watching
right. You always send money back home.
yeah, you send money back home, man, to take care of your people. Now our Latino brothers still do that, but we crazy with it, man. We like, I was watching some, I forgot what it was, some person that had did so much, man, black person, man, had did so much, and the man died in a nursing home, bro. He did so much for his family, did so much for everybody, and the thank you they gave him, the send off they gave him, was to put his behind in a nursing home, and he died alone in a nursing home after taking
Right.
care of all these people, man, his family and everything. They put him in a nursing home. When did we as black people start putting our people in the nursing homes, man? We didn't ever do nothing like that. Well, they
That's
wouldn't
not
take
us.
us in the first place. They wouldn't take us in the first place. But second of all, we never even did nothing crazy like that. Now we putting our people in nursing
No.
homes and get mad because they ain't getting the care that we think they should have. When we should be the ones taking care of our people when they get to a certain age. How you gonna put your parents in a nursing home? Well, I'm too busy. I can't deal with it. Okay, well
Right.
you got to figure it out. There was no way I was gonna put my mom in a nursing home.
Yeah.
My mama was gonna have to sleep in the same under the same roof with me. She wasn't going in no nursing home. That's
Right.
it. I mean, but that's me. That's you. We, like I said, we probably the last dinosaurs connected to the age where you looked at your parents and some people that you respected no matter what they did, no matter what their faults was, still had enough respect for them to say,
Right.
okay, you did this. I didn't agree with that, but I still respect you as a person. But
Right.
plowing ahead, brother. We got so much to get to, so let's keep plowing ahead. Uh, let's see. Vaccines, brother. Vaccines. The Johnson and Johnson vaccine. I'm taking a look at it. Says, or just a little note that I got here that they're having some problems with those vaccines going bad, and you know, or they're having human error at the plant. 15 million doses are not usable because of human error. Yikes. Yikes. What you think about that, brother? I don't know if you got your vaccine yet. I'm definitely am not a vaccine person, so I won't be taking the vaccine unless they some kind of way put me in a headlock and make me take it. Um, I don't know, brother. What's your thoughts on the vaccine?
I'm not, as you read in the final call, we were warned not to take that thing. So that's all I had to hear. Mr. Farrakhan said, don't take it. I'm not taking it.
Yeah, I
You
think I've
know,
heard that
so
one or two times
I don't
before.
believe in. Yeah, they've experimented with us enough.
Yeah, man.
You
Let's.
know, the cold part is the body is a human drug manufacturing plant. Minister
Yes,
Farrakhan
sir.
thought that the body really itself,
Yeah,
medicine or even medicines that you take don't necessarily heal you. It jumpstarts the body to help the body along to heal itself. Kind of like jumpstarting a battery. You're not fixing the battery. The battery may be low on cells, but when you jumpstart it, it starts the car that cranks the alternator, and the alternator charges the battery. Well, it's the same thing with medicines, but that vaccine, they're giving you COVID-19. They're trying to force the body to jumpstart itself to ward off what that is. So
yeah, yeah,
to me, mathematically, it'd be better for you to go ahead and get it first and then see what happens after that rather than take it. That's like the flu shot. I don't take flu shots.
me either. Yeah,
That they're giving you the flu. They're telling the body, oh, there's something here in form. And who's that? What's that? Kill it.
yeah,
So to me, mathematically, I could just wait, and if I get it, my body's going to jumpstart anyway.
yeah,
So I mean, why? Although the argument would be on the other side that to get it this way is in a small dose, your body would already build the antibodies to fight that off. I can't argue that part. But no, I don't. I'm not a vaccine person. They've experimented on us enough. You can
yeah.
ask the Tuskegee experiment about. No, like I
Yeah.
said, the final call. Matter of fact, about a couple final calls back, they not only gave out the final call newspaper, but they gave out a pamphlet warning you not to take that shot.
Wow.
So no, I'm not taking that.
Not with it, huh?
But I mean, I know a lot of people that did. It seemed like everybody I know that took it got sick.
Yeah, yeah. But they won't tell you that, man. They won't tell you that. I know a lady that was out of it for about a week that took that, man. Sister. But hey, man,
Yeah,
I guess, I guess they figure like the public is uh the public is what I want to say, strong enough to take a small dose of
naive.
it. So they just giving it out. And you paying for it as a taxpayer to put it to get to put it in everybody's arms. I know it sound like the way they make it sound like it's free, but you paying for it. You paying for them to make that vaccine. These
Right,
people getting rich making this vaccine, quote unquote. You and me, we paying for it. You know what I mean? So, but
right,
anyway,
right.
I just wanted to put it out there that they got 15 million doses. Hope they don't give them out, or more. They just reported 15 million that are tainted, but maybe hopefully they don't have more. But watch yourself with that vaccine if you're out there taking it. Anyway, moving on, plowing ahead because we got a lot to get to, brother Jarvis. We ain't even scratched the surface yet. Um, let's do the let's do sports. Well, no, before we do, wait a minute. Well, let me see what I got here. Let me see what I got here, brother. Yeah, let's do sports. Let's do sports. Let's jump ahead to sports. Uh, so in sports, the NBA fined Kevin Durant 50 grand for profane comments to actor uh, Michael Rappaport on social media. The NBA fines Nets forward Kevin Durant $50,000 on Friday for his use of offensive and derogatory comments on social media. Earlier this week, actor Michael Rappaport posted several direct messages from Durant where the Nets star used profane language in a feud between the two on Twitter. Oh man, that's a sucker move right there. The 11-time NBA star apologized for his comments ahead of the Nets game against the Hornets on Thursday. I'm sorry that people have seen the language I used, Durant told reporters per Atlantic. Of course, because you thought you was talking with another man. That's not what I want people to see or hear from me. Of course, because we men, we gonna talk like a certain way to each other behind closed doors. The two-time NBA
Right.
MVP Finals uh, MVP had been out since February 13th due to a hamstring injury. Durant is an avid social media user. He initially addressed Rappaport's release of his direct message by saying the two talk crazier than that on a regular basis. Despite Durant's absence, the Nets 34-15 hold a slim .5 game lead over the 76ers for first place in the Eastern Conference. Brooklyn is 18-3 since Durant has been sidelined. So, brother Kevin Durant thought he was talking to another man. And when we talking to each other, we usually don't expect it to get out. You expect it to get out when you're talking to a woman, but you don't expect it to get out when you're talking to another man. I don't know what happened in Michael Rappaport's camp, but usually he's got thick enough skin to not let stuff like that let him get crazy. But maybe he got intimidated by something Kevin Durant said. I don't know. We'll see if Michael Rappaport says something to let us know how this even came about. And what's your feelings about that situation, brother?
I'm a little confused because I'm not sure what exactly was said because I kept hearing homophobic slurs. So when
Well,
I
maybe that's what it
heard, I
was.
didn't see a read. Yeah, I kept hearing he said homophobic slurs,
Maybe that's what it was.
but little bit that's what I heard. But the little bit that I heard that they said he said, there was no homophobia in there. So I'm a little confused as to where the homophobic. I mean, I understand.
Well, even if it
I
was,
need to see what exactly was said.
but even if it was, brother, even if it was, if I'm talking to you as a man and I say something that's off color, you're supposed to come to me as a man and say, "Hey, brother, you said this off color." Now you on a public forum, bro. Don't say nothing that you don't want to get out on a public forum. If we sit at the bar together, you talking to me, I'm talking to you. You might could say stuff in my ear or whatever, and we could laugh about it, or if we feel the same way about it or whatever. But if we on a public forum, social media, then what that it's possible what you doing could get out. Somebody could hack you. Somebody could hack him and pose as him to get you to talk back and forth with him. So a lot of ways this stuff could get out. So you shouldn't say nothing on a public forum that you wouldn't want to get out. So that's the thing, brother. I mean,
Right.
you got to look at it like that. If you look at it like that, then you got to say to yourself, okay, I got to protect my brand. I got to protect my name out here, because even though I may be joking about something in a black community, we've always joked about. I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's always been a running homophobia, homosexual jokes has always been a running gag in the black community, and what I mean. It was never looked at as uh, socially unacceptable until more of us got educated on the position we were putting some of our brothers in by doing that. Before that, none of us knew. We was even. I mean, I remember Allen Iverson got fried for putting some lyrics in a rap song about homosexuals, and it was just but see, in the black community, it was just a commonplace to just say things about homosexual people, but it wasn't a physical thing. You're going to go physically go do something to them. It was just a running joke for the most part. Yeah, there's some isolated
Right.
incidents where things happen like that, but for the most part, it was just a running gag until, like I said, we got more educated on how we was isolating some of our brothers. So, uh, but to come in front and step in front and take it to the public, man. See, that's why you got to watch even the men. See, you got to watch the women, especially. See, women, man, you can be betrayed at any point by a woman. At any point, a woman can know you for 20 years and then come out and say, "Oh yeah, he tried to look at my shirt, back in 1972." Like what? I don't have 3 marriages, 3 divorces, plus the past that. But a woman could come back and say anything, and they'll pay her a lot of money to say it, depending on who wants that information to get out, right? So
Right.
that being said, if you out here listening, Kevin Durant or any of you other athletes or sports stars or whatever, don't say nothing on Twitter, YouTube, any of the social media, IG, none of that stuff, Snapchat. Don't say nothing on no social media platform that you wouldn't want to get out. Because once you say it, you can't take it back. And people going to screenshot it, keep it, record it, whatever. And then they going to just smear your name. And for them, it's fun. But for you, it's going to cost you dollars. So anyway, that being said, let's move on, brother, because we got a lot to get to. We're already a half hour in, and we got a lot to get to. The next sports thing we got is uh, last night Gonzaga beat UCLA in overtime for the to win a ticket to the dance, and so they're going to the dance with Baylor, and that is going to be the title game is at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the 5th of April. That's a Monday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I believe that's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific. So go and check that out and root for your team. I haven't seen Baylor play, but I heard they're pretty tough. And the Zags look like they're pretty tough too. Uh, any comments on that, brother?
I don't know how tough the Zags are. I haven't seen Baylor play at all. I've only seen Gonzaga play once, a little bit. And it's not that they're really tough. They play the way basketball has morphed into the 3-point game, and
Yeah, that's
basketball
true.
also morphed into it's changed. It's basic basketball. They emphasize fundamentals.
Yeah,
You know, to me, in some ways, they I'm not just saying they're trying to take the athlete out, but you fit more into today's game if you know fundamentals and you can shoot a 3-pointer.
yeah.
Now I believe there's a reason for that. And they leaning more towards European ball. Like I said, they're trying to take the natural athletic ability. If you ask me, the rules are too. You can't hand check. You really can't play lockdown D. Certain individuals you can't touch. I'm not saying I can't.
It's harder because the athletes
Basketball
are
more.
bigger. Well, it's harder because the athletes are bigger and they faster, and but you can't hand check them. So how are you going to defend them? What I mean? They're bigger and they're quicker. And if you can't hand check them, it's like in
Yeah,
football. You can't hand check
yeah,
somebody, they're gonna run right past you. I mean, how you gonna, But it is what it is. You got to move your feet. That's basically the only option you got, man, is move your feet quicker. because moving your hands, you're gonna foul out. In my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's not. That's how it is. Some people you can't even touch. Some
Yeah.
individuals in basketball, if you lay a fingernail on them, they blowing the whistle. Like, I mean, I did nothing.
Remember Jordan, Reggie
I should
Miller,
be able to touch the man, can I?
Jordan, Reggie Miller, Kobe.
Yeah.
You was even within a foot of them, man. You was getting a foul. That's it. That's it, man. All right, man. Well, let's wrap up the sports. Let's do the Black History Minute, man. The Black History Minute. We're gonna talk about Hannibal Barca. Was born in Carthage, present-day Tunisia, in approximately 247 BC. BC stands for before Christ. I don't know if you knew that, brother. You know some stuff happened before Christ got here, right? I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah, whole world was here.
Okay, well, brother, I don't know, man. A lot of people say that, and they not having it, man. But anyway, um, 247 BC, he was the son of Carthaginian general Hamilcar Barca meaning thunderbolt. After Carthage's defeat by the Romans, I guess the Romans came in and took them down in the First Punic War in 241 BC. Hamilcar devoted himself to improving both his and Carthage's fortunes. Hannibal may have been darker skinned than a Roman, but he would not have been described as Ethiopian. He would not have been described as Ethiopian. Hannibal came from an area referred to as Northern Africa, from a Carthaginian family. The Carthaginians were Phoenicians, which means that they would conventionally be described as Semitic people. Well, we know Hannibal was a black man. This man is saying they're saying that Hannibal black people are Semitic, basically. But Hannibal, of course, beat up on the Romans for a little while before actually getting taken down by the Romans. But he is a black person that went out and said, you know what, F the Romans, we gonna stick it to them. We can't win, but we gonna stick it to them as long as we can. So anyway, that's your boy Hannibal. That's your Black History Minute. Go look him up for yourself, Hannibal Barca. All right. Let's do the hit parade. Let's do the hit parade. The hit parade. So who's next on the hit parade? Migos. Migos' Takeoff will not face criminal charges. Migos Takeoff will not face criminal charges related to 2020 allegations of sexual battery, assault, and emotional distress. TMZ reports and Pitchfork can confirm. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office declined to prosecute the case due to insufficient evidence, a spokesperson for the office said. Man, money makes a difference, don't it? Sometimes. Takeoff was sued last year by a woman identified as Jane Doe, who claims that Takeoff raped her at a house party. Oh, that sucks. On June 23rd, if it happened. In addition to sexual battery, false imprisonment, and assault, the woman is also suing the rapper for intentional infliction of emotional distress. Man, when are these brothers gonna learn, man? When are they gonna learn? Ay, ay, ay. After the suit was filed, Takeoff's lawyer, Drew Finding, called the allegation partially and probably false. Pitchfork has reached to representatives for Takeoff as well as Drew Findling. Nia Ramani, who is representing Jane Doe, I guess that's the lawyer in the civil suit, told Spin last year, we hope that by initiating civil proceedings, we can get a bunch of money. Oh, no, that was me adding that in. We hope by initiating civil proceedings, witnesses will come forward, more evidence will be discovered, and law enforcement will give this serious case the attention it deserves. Hey, man, hopefully he didn't do nothing crazy like that. But if he did, man, he deserves to be prosecuted if he did. But, man, you know how, man, things go, man, when people go to these backroom parties, man. Reached today by Pitchfork, Romani shared the Following statement: our client is disappointed in the decision of the Los Angeles County District Attorney, who has once again showed he is soft on crime. Well, y'all voted him in. He took Jackie Lacey out, and cares more about the rights of criminal defendants than victims of sexual assault. Ay, ay, ay. She looks forward to receiving the justice she deserves in a civil case. If you're someone who knows been affected by sexual assault, I encourage you to reach out for support. RAINN, National Sexual Assault Hotline, and www.rainn.org. That's the place where you can go if you have been assaulted to get, I guess, some resources for that. So Takeoff is the last one. Well, the next one on the hit parade, the Me Too hit parade. Who else is on the hit parade? I got somebody else that's on the hit parade too, brother. What you think about Migos? I mean, what you think about Takeoff, man?
The interesting thing that I'm hearing is that if the prosecution had a slam dunk case, there's no way he would drop it. There's a lack of evidence or lack of something somewhere, unless Takeoff paying off everybody. It's hard to pay off everybody.
Hey, he got the kind of money to pay off
without there being
everybody.
some kind of paper trail.
Yeah, but man, it's he got the money to do it. Now, a lot of them do got that kind of money, and they still hitting the skids. So I don't know if it's about having the money. I don't know, or maybe this is a new district attorney, and I don't know. Maybe he got other plans for after he gets out of office. I don't know.
I can't see somebody who has a done case, and it's not a high profile, but it's high profile enough to where you're gonna just let that go. There's a lack of something somewhere. He's found something.
You know, man, back deals.
Something that she not proving.
Deals go on, back deals. Man, deals go on behind the scenes, brothers. So you know, yeah, I believe. Well, I believe it like this. I'm not saying. I agree with you. You know, most of the time when they have a slam dunk case, when they got it open and shut, they just slam the door on you. If they can, uh, you know, ride it into the sunset or get some points out of it, they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. It must have been some reason why the man didn't follow through with it. So, and the only thing I could see that they could put on the table to make him not is money or some type of something. Somebody pled this case for him or something. But you know, yet to be seen what actually is going to happen. So we see. But I got somebody else that now this dude, man, this dude, they got him. They got him. This dude is gonna go for a ride. Okay. Matt Gaetz reportedly had drug fueled sex using sugar daddy websites. The scandal surrounding Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz is heating up, along with being the subject of a sex trafficking investigation. Involving a 17-year-old girl. Gaetz allegedly looked for young women on sugar daddy websites. And nothing illegal about that, is it? It's kind of creepy, but it's not illegal, is it? According to the New York Times, Gaetz was introduced to women on Seeking Arrangement. I guess this is a website, Seeking Arrangement, by his friend, former tax collector Joel Greenberg, who is in federal custody awaiting trial for sex trafficking. Holy smokes. No es bueno. He has pleaded not guilty. Matt Lewis Gaetz II is an American lawyer and politician serving as U.S. Representative for Florida's 1st Congressional District since 2017. A Western Florida panhandle, including Pensacola, Destin, Navarre, and his hometown, Fort Walton Beach. He has been under federal investigation for potential sex trafficking since 2020. And of course, I need to say, but look this guy up for yourself and get the information for yourself. Matt Gaetz, Gaetz spelled Gaetz, and You know what I'm saying? He was a big Trump guy. He was a guy that they trotted out, you know, wherever Trump was going. He was the kind of like the hype man. He was like the Trump Flavor Flav. They sent him out there to kind of pump the crowd up and get them ready for Trump coming. So I don't know why, but this just proves, man, you know, you guys out there, man, especially you guys with money, leave these women alone. Leave them alone. You're just not going you're not gonna get nowhere with this, man. You keep on proving us wrong every time, and we're gonna hit the hit parade every week if we can. If we here, we're gonna go over the hit parade and see who's on the hit parade next week. Who's on the hit parade? There's probably a bunch of guys I missed, but we'll get to everybody sooner or later. Sooner or later. Um, so that's the hit parade, brother. Any comments?
You know, evidently this is. I would think this is an older man. Um,
No,
like you
sir.
said before, or
He's probably in his mid 40s, I think.
he's younger than me. Sugar daddy. Why is he? He's not old enough to be sugar daddy. So
Yeah,
why is
man.
he on sugar daddy sites?
I don't know, brother. I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't understand that. That's why I said. That's why I thought older man. You mean you said sugar daddy? So I'm like, oh, okay, gotta be
Yeah,
50 and something and up.
yeah, but nah, this guy's
You know, what
probably
are
about
you
maybe
trying to be a sugar daddy for?
he's in his mid 40s. He's just like young girls, man. He been linked to so many like 20 year olds and 19 year olds, and you know what I mean? He just got a thing for young girls, man. It is what it is.
It don't. It don't we all? But you only go so far. You know, you going on sugar daddy sites. I
Yeah.
mean, when did you start doing this? In your 30s?
I don't know,
You
brother.
know,
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just saying the hit see the Me Too thing, man. They're gonna shut everything down. They're gonna shut all that stuff down, and then when men are not going to women for this stuff, they're gonna say there's a problem with the men. Watch what I tell you, man. They're gonna shut all this stuff down. They're gonna shut this, and when the women start crying, saying, "Hey, you guys are shutting our stuff down," they'll back off. But meanwhile, the women are going to just be the Me Too and the women empowerment movement. They're going to shut all this stuff down, man. They're going to make it impossible for you to just at least just go up to a woman and say good morning. They're going to make it impossible for that, and you ain't going to be able to. You ain't going to be able to do anything. You ain't going to be able to do anything no more. That's why I said, man, women are going to have to at some point the Me Too and the women's movement, empowerment movement are going to make it so that women are going to have to learn how to cold approach, man. Women that really want to be in relationships, they're going to have to learn how to cold approach. Guys ain't going to be men of prominence are not going to be in clubs no more. They're not going to be in the bars no more. They're not going to be no place where women are at where you can say something to somebody and they go, "Oh my God, what? Good morning." I got to go to HR because I can't handle it. You stress me out. I see the way you're looking at me, brother Jarvis. I see the way you're looking at me. You're looking at me.
yeah.
I'm, I can't. I can't go. I can't work now because you're looking down my shirt, brother Jarvis. Brother Jarvis, you're looking down my shirt. Stop looking down my shirt. Even on the Zoom meeting, they're gonna be going. Man, I'm telling you, man, they're gonna be. This thing is gonna get so out of hand. And of course, we're not talking about the cases that are actual things that's happening. Those are not the cases we're talking about. We're actually talking about cases that are frivolous and not threatening to the woman. It's her perception that is threatening. You looking at me, I'm threatened because you looked at me. I mean, it's Karen type thinking. But what can we do? The hit parade is the hit parade. Once they put your name on the hit parade, man, it's just all bad after that, right? What do they care? What do they care whether your livelihood is taken away? You can't work anymore. You can't do this. What do they care? What do they care? Because they just move on and get somebody else. That's the whole thing. Monkey branching. They just, okay, we mess your life up. We just go get another dude, find another fool and mess his life up. Anyway, that's my
Yeah,
opinion on the hit parade.
yeah.
That's who's on the hit parade this week. Any comments, Brother Jarvis, before we move on?
No, you said enough. No, I don't. Why this guy? Why are you on the sugar daddy site? But that's another story for another day. Too.
Yeah, man, that's a
I
whole
don't
nother.
get that.
Well, you know what I mean. You when you get to a certain point in politics, or you get to a certain point in fame and status, quote unquote, whatever status is, you get to a certain point where you are uh certain levels above the common person's income or notoriety. You got to have buffers and layers between yourself, and you cannot directly approach somebody no more because you have to have layers around you. So that's why they go to these websites, man, to cut down on the because to cut down on the misfiring. Because you go to a website where everybody agrees to, okay, this is what's going to happen, then it's supposed to be all good. The whole point of going to a website like that, or going to the bunny ranch, or going to a prostitute, or going to a escort, is the part that they're supposed to keep their mouth shut. That's part of the business model, right? Because they want you as a return customer.
Right.
If they open their mouth, then they don't have you as a return customer. The problem is you might get somebody who's thinking about getting out of the business, and once they get out of the business, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to write a book and put your name in my book. And I don't care if you sue me. You're never going to, you ain't going to win. You can't sue no woman that's going to put your name in a book and go tell it all. Who's going to take that case? We're going to take that case against you. Yeah, right. That's going to be suicide for a lawyer out there. A case against a woman that's telling her truth.
Yeah.
No matter who she step on,
Yeah.
no lawyer worth his salt is going to take that case. Well, no lawyer with aspirations of improving or moving up the ladder in that field is going to take that case. I should say it like that. Maybe a older guy that's about to quit the
Yeah.
business. But is that the person you really want representing you? But anyway, plowing ahead, brother. Next we have we're gonna review really quickly, brother. Really quickly. You saw Coming to America 2, so did I. So let's review it quickly. Let me get your thoughts on it, Brother Jarvis, on the Coming to America.
Oh, I had heard before I watched it that it wasn't any good. And when I watched it, I'm not gonna say I was disappointed, but it was kind of along the line, same storyline. But uh, I watched it again with somebody else, and it was really good the second time. Maybe it's a really good movie. It's really really good. You know, I liked it. But I don't know if that's a fair question because it's a black cast and written by black folks, and just to see that in itself is a lot. So even if it was a flop, I mean, I would call it a flop. I don't think it's a flop, but I appreciate the fact that it was black. It was done by us. I appreciate that. We're going to have to do that. That's like Judas, what they call it, Judas. It's a movie called Judas. No, it's called I forgot what it's called, but it's called the man was betrayed, and executive producers and the writer, they all black. It's three brothers.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
they did it.
The movie
I
about
heard
Fred
it's
Hampton.
good.
The movie about Fred Hampton. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those,
That's
those kind of
maybe I
movies,
do
the
Fred
Judas
Hampton
effect or
next week.
something like that.
Maybe I'll do Fred Hampton as the black.
Yeah, but those kind of movies I have to be in the mood to watch them. I have to. I hate seeing us in that kind of light. There are certain characters, certain way we're portrayed in a certain light that it's hard for me to watch sometimes. So I really got
Well,
to be
let's
in the mood to sit down and watch that one.
well let's so that was your feelings about Coming to America too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was as bad as people. I kept hearing it was terrible. It really is really good. When you see it again, it's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah, man.
I put it like because Coming to America one was a classic. It's a classic. Like one of my all time favorites is Menace to Society. And then there's I guess you could say Boys in the Hood, but Menace to
Oh man,
Society because
here you go.
every character I could be like, okay, I grew up with him. I grew up with him. Okay, I know him or I work with him. So I like those kind of movies.
Yeah,
You know,
man. You
but
on that black
it,
stuff, so I'm
it,
gonna
it
let
was.
you know.
I'll say it's a classic. Say that
Well,
again. Say it again.
I said you on that black stuff, man. Again, here you go again. Um,
Yeah, I know.
so,
I know.
so, so,
I've been known to do that. I've been known to do that.
so, I, well, here's my take on Coming to America too. I feel like it was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was the kind of movie, man, you could take your whole family to. You could sit your whole family down and watch it. And we don't have too many movies like
Yeah,
that in the black community, man. Most of our movies are about sex, violence, both, and some others, horrible. Now we starting to get into doing chainsaw murdering and all. It's just getting crazy, man. And so it was a good movie, man.
yeah, and that's
You
not us.
Yeah, it was a good movie. You could sit your whole family
I
down and
really, yeah, yeah. I really wish we would go in that direction with the chainsaw. That's not us. You don't have
yeah,
that kind of.
yeah,
That's not
yeah. But
us.
we are, it's like I said, man. A lot of this stuff is coming from we just not being fathers anymore, man. We letting these women have these we making all these single mothers, man, and then we just leaving them, and we're not coming back trying to teach the boys how to be men, man. We just letting the women raise them. And then we wondering why you got dudes that's hot headed, that's you know just because they got mad they pull a gun out and shoot somebody over getting cut off on the street, man. It's just crazy. Or a parking space or something stupid like that, you know what I mean? Or waiting on some fried chicken or something, it's just stupid. But it's because of us as men. That's on us as men. We're not doing, us as black men, we're not in the house taking care of our children. Even if we're not in the house, we're not fighting through the woman who's probably trying to, a lot of times, stop us from doing that. We still got to fight through that, and because that's our responsibility. I made that baby. I got to fight to get him and teach him right. You know what I mean? Even if this woman is trying to stop me from doing it, I got to fight. But we just have lost the fight for it. We don't see.
That's
This is
a
what
that's a
happens. This is
that's a
how
hell of
we.
a fight. That's a hell of a fight. 'Cause
Yeah, but this is how we lose a sense of. See, we don't have a sense of duty no more. So we used to have a sense of duty. Like you say all the time, how your parents stuck together even though they didn't see eye to eye most of the time, and it got to a point where they just didn't see eye to eye anymore. But they stuck together because they had a sense of duty. We don't at this point
yeah,
in the situation, we don't have no sense of duty as a group. I mean, of course some of us do, but as a group we just don't have it, man. And so many women don't have no sense of duty. They don't have to worry about duty because the women empowerment movement say you don't have to be dutiful. You just have to think about you. Don't think about nobody else. Just think about yourself. So you can let these children fall, you can let that man fall, you can let whatever fall. You can be the queen of nothing. Being the queen of nothing is better than being a slave of for all these different people. And that's the way they present it. They don't present it like, hey man, you got a duty to this situation here.
yeah,
You're the reason why this situation is like this. So you need to get in there and work it out. Same thing with the men, right? There ain't nobody out there to tell you. If your father ain't there to show you what duty looks like, you don't know what duty looks like. If you just following from a woman, women don't have to answer for nothing. So you think this woman raised me? She never answered for nothing. I don't have to answer for nothing. But that's not how men go.
Right.
Anyhow,
No.
Coming to America 2 was a good movie. I felt it was, of course, it's not going to be as fresh as the first one was, but it's still a good movie. If you got a family with children under the age of 14 or so, and you want to watch a movie where you all can sit together and watch a movie and laugh and feel good about black people in a, uh, having a it wasn't no it was no stereotype typical you know Jasper none of that kind of stuff or running from the police, what I mean, quick, you gotta
Right.
hide me, man, ain't none of that slave type stuff, man. It was just all good fun, references to the first movie, of course, but it was just all good, clean fun, man, and something you could watch with your family. I'm very proud of Eddie Murphy. I'm proud of the production crew that made that movie. I'm very proud of you guys. You guys put out a good product. I know the most of the people, because the demon infested masses want to see violence and sex all the time. So that's what get their juices flowing. But for those of us that want to try to have some decorum, and don't get it twisted, we like sex. We like to talk about sex and have, but we know it's a proper time. You don't want to have a movie on when you got to keep stopping it and explaining everything. That's this is that's something you would talk about later, and you don't want to have to stop it, or because of the language and all that, you don't want to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Back when we was coming up, there was, you remember this, Brother Jarvis? They would have parties and they would say, all of y'all go to bed, and all of y'all, we all had to go to bed, and they would listen
House
to party
party.
records and bust out the drink, and they would just listen. They would have parties. People would come over to the house and they would have parties, right, and just listen to records, funny records, right? Well, they call them blue records, right? They
Right.
called them blue records, but they were records like Red Fox and Richard Pryor and George Carlin and Lenny Bruce and stuff like that. But they knew that, hey, okay, those records wasn't for us. Those records was for grown people. With us, they watched and listened to stuff that we
Right.
could listen to together. Flip Wilson stuff, stuff that we could listen to together. But when it got night, they could listen to the blue stuff. They gonna make that separation today, man. The demon infested masses don't want to make that separation, man. They just want everything to be vulgar and vile, man. So anyway, like I said, man, I applaud Coming to America 2, Eddie Murphy and cast crew. You did an excellent job. Please make more movies that the entire family can sit down and watch, because that's what we gonna need. Those of us that still want to be around our families at some point. Any other comments on that one, brother?
Just a little. It's a shame that they've fed our community with sex trail, and it's become the order of the day. That's really
Yes,
sad that you can't
yes,
get juiced up or fired up if there's no betrayal in it, if there's no violence in it, if somebody getting shot in the head, or somebody's brother or daughter dying, you can't watch it. It's like the other night I got caught up on Snowfall, and since that man has died, and that's a whole nother subject, but I'm not even gonna get on that. They've changed the characters.
yeah,
Since John Singleton died,
yeah,
Franklin, and he said in season one, he said, I always knew what I wanted to do. He was an alpha dog. He knew what he wanted to do. Now all of a sudden he got a whole lot of doubt. And he doing this
yeah,
crying, and he don't know what to do. When has he ever been indecisive? His character was never indecisive.
yeah,
He knew, but
yeah.
that's like I said, that's another subject. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, man. We'll
yeah,
bring that up
that's it.
later. That's it. Okay. So,
Right.
uh, let's see what we got up next, brother. Uh, we got up next is the lead topic, brother. We're finally here after an hour. We're here, right? Wow, took a while. Okay, here's our lead topic, brother. Let me ask you a question. Why do women think it's better to lie? And what I mean by that is, there's a brother on the well. Let me just take this one example. There's a brother on the internet. His name is Kevin Samuels. I hope you don't have a problem with me using his name. If you have a problem with me using your name, Kevin Samuels, just slip me an email and say, hey, man, you got to pay me to use my name. No problem. I will understand that. I got you, brother. I'm a businessman myself, so I understand. But until that time, brother, I'm going to reference you at certain points. So brother Kevin Samuels has a platform where he basically tells the truth to women. You too big, you too this, you have too many children, and what he tells them is it's not that you can't get no man. You just can't get no man that's making six figures and up based on your situation. A man making six figures and up probably is not going to be interested in your situation. Now, because he's willing to do this, these women absolutely can't stand him. They hate him. They hate him for that. So my inference is that they would prefer him to get on there and lie to them about everything, like a let's say a Derek Jackson. And no offense to brother Derek, but we all know that his platform was to tell women what they wanted to hear, and we of course knew, most of us as men knew that just was everything he was telling them. Well, not everything, but most of what he was telling them was absolutely false, and it wasn't going to work in the real world. But it made the women feel good, and they bought his books and tapes and made him a millionaire. But whatever. My question is, why do women think it's better to lie? Why do they want us to lie to them?
If I understand the question correctly, we have to lie. I mean, do they really want the truth? Really want to know, why do you love me? Well, I don't. I don't know you. I want to have sex with you. Can you really go up to a woman and say that? And she'd be like, oh, okay, maybe we can work something out. She's not going to say that. And you don't really want the truth. You
But
really don't
why?
want me to tell you the truth.
Why not? Why don't they want the truth? Okay, that's what I'm asking you, brother. Why don't they want the truth? Why not? Why don't they want the truth? Why
The
not?
sad thing is,
Why are they so adverse to the truth? Right? Let's take Adam and
the
Eve. Adam
sad
and Eve.
thing
Adam
is,
and Eve. Eve came into the garden. The apple wasn't the first trick that she put on him. She put another trick on him first. Right? It was another
yeah,
trick she laid on him first before the actual eating the apple trick came, just to see if she could get
right.
him in the noose. Right? Well, what I'm saying is, why was she so easy for the devil to tell a lie to? Why? Please explain this to me, Brother
Well, the
Jarvis.
devil told her
Here,
what she
brother.
wanted to hear. The
Sir?
devil, the devil told her really what she wanted to hear. The devil told
Wow.
her what she wanted to hear.
Wow.
You know, and you have to understand too. You have to understand also, like, you ever heard this movie called 50 Shades of Grey?
Heard of it.
Okay, I never heard of it till I seen the movie or heard about it. There's a book out,
Okay.
but it was amazing to me. I was so surprised to know that there are more black women than I ever thought that read that book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why the hell would you read a book like that? Why would a black woman read a book about 50 Shades of Grey? It has nothing to do with you, meaning black women. Your nature, meaning black women, is not like her nature.
Oh, here we go.
You are not like her. So why would you read a book that's, to me, totally adverse to you? But that's the trick, or that's the thing. black woman, you've caught up in a fantasy world.
Right.
You really believe that the Kardashians is a way of life. The
Right.
Kardashians, that's a lie. That what you're watching on television is a lie. They
Right.
don't live like that. They don't act like that. They don't
Right.
behave like that. It's one big lie. The
Right.
Kardashians are fantasy. That doesn't exist.
Right.
50 Shades of Grey is a book. For you, it doesn't exist. You want something that you'll never have. You read about something you'll never get. It's not in that book. When you read 50 Shades of Grey and you're a black woman, I don't behave like that. I heard a brother, say a while back, I believe it was you, Brother Clarence. I know it was you. I ain't no damn Roman. I'm a black man. No, I'm not romantic because I'm not
Yeah.
a Roman.
Yeah.
I'm a black man.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make me something I'm not.
Yeah.
This romance
Yeah.
that you want doesn't exist.
Yeah. And
It's
it's on
sweet,
the
beautiful. Go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say that romance is
Go ahead, bro.
such a it's a low level of expression. You've forgotten how that we as the original people can connect. So we can connect in a whole nother way on a higher level, and we can connect like that. So romance is like on a low level, but that's what you want, is what you could see. It's not what you it's what you want, what you can see. So for the woman, her God was that devil because she could see this devil and speak to that devil. So that was her God. She never got to meet the real God. She never got to talk to the real God because the real God was not talking to her. He was talking to the man. So she never got to talk to that dude. So she only believed what she could see. And then she pulled him into believing what she could. She manipulated him into doing her bidding, doing what she wanted him to do because she knew he was weak for her body. Just like we all are, right?
Right.
But that allegory
Right.
is a lesson to us to see that we got to watch we got to keep our faith no matter who comes into our life. No matter who comes into your life, you got to keep your faith. If you don't keep your faith, you can go in 10 different directions, brother. That's the way I see it, at least. But we're going to get back to this question, man. Let's get back to this question. Let's really dig deep. Why do women think it's better to lie? Why do women want lies? They want them. They don't. It's not a question of whether they want you to lie. They say they don't want you to lie to them, but then when you tell them the truth, they got a problem. They say you shaming them, or you hate them, or you hate your mama, or what. So they don't want you to tell them the truth. Many of them, most of them, they want you to lie to them. So we trying to find out why. Why do they want us to lie to them?
Again, like you said about the devil in the Garden of Eden, you want me to because it's easier for you to deal with me on that level because like you can see, you think, again, getting back to the Kardashians, you think, oh wow, they really live like that. No, they don't.
Yeah,
They really get along. You never see them argue. But yes, they do.
of course.
uh their family is no different from your family, but
Right.
like I said, what you think you want, you don't even one, you don't need it. And once you get what you think you want, it's not going to be what you think it is. So this Prince Charming, the Cinderella story. You know why there's no black people in the Cinderella story? Because it's not us. You're not Cinderella. Prince Charming is not coming along. Life doesn't work like that. This wonderful, beautiful man who doesn't work like that. I've heard sisters tell me, I don't want to struggle. I don't want to go through no BS. You love, but you don't want no BS. Well, BS come with it. There's
Yeah.
no getting around that.
Yeah, people ain't perfect, man. Ain't nobody perfect out here.
So I mean, yeah. No, what do you really want real love, or you just want a fantasy? Which one? And to me, today, the black woman, you want a fantasy, something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, well,
You
that's
know,
what they
like I
got
said,
sold.
it's a great.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No, that's what. That's old. You said.
No, no, no. I was saying,
You said.
that's what they've been sold. That's what they've been sold by the
Oh,
women
right, right.
empowerment movement.
Yeah,
It sold them a dream that you could do it all. You could go to work. You could have children. You could you could get a man. You could have this incredible, beautiful, uh, uh, traditional life, plus be a modern day woman at the same time. And they never told you how you was gonna have to do. They never said you was gonna have to give anything up or sacrifice anything to have either one of those things. So they didn't tell them the truth. The truth is you're not gonna have this traditional lifestyle if you're not gonna put it, if you're not willing to do the traditional work. You just not.
right,
So how are you gonna have this traditional life? So if
right.
you want to be working, was it well, I don't make the same money as men. That's what a lot of time with this. Oh, we as a woman don't make the same money as men because you ain't working all these hours like a dude. Man is working 60, 70 hours. How do you think somebody
Right,
is making six figures? Ain't no dude working
right,
40 hours a week making six figures. It just don't happen. You got to be working
right.
60, 70, 80 hours a
No,
week to make six figures. You ain't going to be at the birthday party. You ain't going to be at the event.
no.
You ain't going to be at the baby showers and you ain't gonna be there. You're gonna be at work.
Right,
How is
right.
how does these women think that they're gonna get a man that makes six figures when a man that makes six figures is gonna be working most of the time? When he ain't at work, he ain't gonna want to work when he off work because he work on them hours. So he wants a woman that ain't
No.
gonna make him have to work,
Yeah, he wants.
right?
Right, he wants pleasure.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wants pleasure. What wouldn't you working 8 hours a week? You working 16 hours a day? You want play? When I'm off, I need pleasure.
Thank you. You gotta
You know,
you
there,
gotta
there
get
has to be what is called balance.
you got to get into service mode. And most of these women don't want to be in service mode because that's service mode to them means I'm a slave. And I'm servicing this dude that's
Right,
working 80 hours a week to make sure I can live in this big house and drive these Mercedes and these big cars and I don't got to go to work myself. I could sit at home and watch Oprah all day. Somebody had to make that happen. Somebody got to be out there working 60, 70
right,
hours, 80 hours a week to make that happen. So, but they don't even a lot
right,
of times respect that. You ain't gonna be
right,
for you ain't gonna make this thing. You ain't going to this. I gotta go to this by myself again. Yeah, you gotta go by yourself again.
right,
You want to live in this big
right,
house? Or like the brother Kevin Samuel said, if you don't, that's fine. You can be with a dude that'll be all up under you, and y'all be sitting at that table together trying to figure out what we're gonna not pay this month, what we gonna pay next month,
right,
who we gonna call for payment arrangements.
right,
But he'll be right there with you. So you gotta depend
right.
on
Can't
you
have
gotta
everything. Right,
yeah, you gotta and are you gonna respect a man like that? That's the question, because that's the real question. It don't matter. To me, it don't matter which way you want to live. If you want to be with the person and be sitting at the table trying to figure out bills together, cool. If that's what you want, cool. If you want to be that person that ain't got to worry about that, everything's taken care of. You just the man. When you see him, it's just getting him something to eat, making sure he's comfortable, making sure he got what he need, so he can get back up on the horse the next day. If you understand that portion, hey, cool. Whichever one you pick, but with the man that's gonna be working 60, 70 hours, he ain't gonna be there that much. He's just not gonna be there that much because
no,
he, you think Kobe Bryant, you think, man, you know how many things Vanessa Bryant went to by herself? You know how many things Dr. J's wife, Michael Jordan's wife went
right,
to by themselves? You ain't gonna,
right,
guys making six figures and up millions of dollars a year and whatnot, they're not hardly around. And you got to be. Now the question is, I see a lot of these women be saying, "I want a six-figure man." No, you don't. No, you don't. You really don't
No, you
want that.
don't.
See, you
No,
do
you
really
don't.
don't want this. See, but you want people to
No.
lie to you. You want people to lie to you and tell you, "Oh yeah, that's what you deserve a six-figure man." Do you? Do you really deserve a
Right.
six-figure man?
Right.
See,
Right.
you want people to lie to you, and I don't understand, and I'm trying to understand why women they do not want the truth. They want you to lie to them, and I'm trying to figure that out. Why? Why don't they want you to say, "Hey, if you want a six-figure man, this is the way it's going to be." He's probably not going to be around that much.
Right.
He's
Right.
he's going to be flying all over the country making this thing happen. The more the higher his income,
Right.
the less he'll be around. He
Right.
got he got a whole company. He got the pressure of a whole company's income on his shoulders. If he don't take care of business, man, they're gonna have to let some people go. Do you understand that kind of pressure, woman? Do you really understand that kind of pressure? Not unless you out there and you have to deal with that kind of pressure. But most women don't have to deal with that kind of pressure. Where you make
Right.
one wrong move, you don't make this sale, they're gonna have to let some people go. That's a lot of pressure
Right.
to put on somebody. Plus, you got your own bills, your
Right.
own stuff you got to take care of. A lot of pressure. So,
Right.
what are we gonna do, brother Joe? How are we going to? Well, first of all, do women even understand that they are asking us to lie to them instead of telling them the truth? Are they able? Is there a way we can kind of get this across to them? Because if I tell you,
No.
wait a minute, brother John, can I ask? Let me finish asking the question, man. Okay, so
Go ahead.
is there a way we can effectively
No.
get get women to understand that this us lying to them is not producing good results? In fact, it is producing the opposite of what we want to have happening, which is we want good things happening for the community. We want good women hooking up with good men. But how you gonna become a good woman when if I tell you you got a problem, you got an issue that's making you not a good person, and you tell me you shaming me or you tearing me down for telling me that? How can we communicate that these things need to be fixed or changed so that we can have better relationships, so we can have better black families? How are we gonna do this?
I don't. I mean, I guess the best way to the best way to get to a woman, I guess you could say maybe older or younger. If we can get women to talk to their brother, like why y'all think like this and why do y'all say this? Because there's no sexual relationship between two siblings. Maybe studying or listening to their brother. Maybe they're hear him first. Like, look, sis, no man making six figures want to put up with no bitch. No man do. Who wants to put up work too hard? When I get off or when I got time off work, I want pleasure. I don't want no arguments. I don't want no back talk. This,
I
that,
ain't
and the
no
other.
slave.
They might start listening to them. Exactly. Well, you going? I mean, everybody got to answer to somebody. I don't care who you are. You could be the president of the United States. Who do you think Obama answered to? He answered to Michelle.
Yeah,
Everybody answered to somebody. Everybody got a boss.
yeah.
I don't care. That's how the circle goes. So you may not want to be a slave, but you're gonna be a slave to something or somebody. I mean, you want healthy families or not? I mean, you got all these mothers out here who do anything they can. to protect these boys. I mean, I never want to think what the black woman means to the black community or the black mother. I can never take that away from her. She did what she felt she had to do. You know,
Right.
the problem is, as I've heard Mr. Farrakhan say, you make the girls strong. The girls, they make strong. They do good with the
Right.
girls. Them boys, they so scared that somebody gonna kill them.
Yeah.
You make them weak. And I
Yeah.
should say us.
Yeah.
You know,
Why?
you make the black men weak. And
Why?
they grow up thinking, why? Because they grow up thinking, again, they grow up thinking my mama, this how she dealt with it. This how, because they have no male counterpart, no male example to show them. Nah, man, we don't deal with it. She deal with it her way. See, she can
Right.
F up.
Right.
She can mess up.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
She can go all crazy and lying in the store. You can't. You can't
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
You're different. The male is not like the female, and the
But you
female
hit
is
on
not like the male. You can't do it.
something
You know,
that's
so how
very
successful
you hit on something that's very important, brother, and I want you to explain it because it 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 definitely speaks to the situation that we're in right now as far as the deficit in black male black male leadership as far as in the families or in the black community, black male leadership as far as just us leading our own homes. So I want you to speak on that. You were saying something about the black woman trying to protect the black male by making him weak. Could you explain that a little better?
I mean, um, I don't know if our audience out there, if they watch Snowfall. I think it's on the fourth season, fourth or fifth year.
Okay.
If you watch that, just as an analogy, Franklin, who's the main character, his mother, who sat down with his biological father, made a comment that blew me away. She says, "I don't want to have to choose between son." What she was telling the father was, "I'll choose my son." And it's like, I don't know if they're still married, but they had the child together. But that's how the black woman is. She's so protective of those boys because I
Right.
was trying to that she'll do anything to keep him alive, even if that's him weak. Because he's the provider, he's the defender of the house.
Right.
But the roles have gotten so to where when danger comes around or to the house, boy under her skirt or behind her skirt, and she says, "I'll protect you." If you look at us in our community, like Black Lives Matter, those are women out front. Where the brothers at? You
Right.
know, when a lot of these marches, those are women out front. Where the brothers at? Back in the 60s, you know. I mean, what? Elijah Muhammad, he never wanted to he never wanted sisters or children out like that. Never.
Right.
Always the men, you know.
Well, I think they
So,
feel
you
like
know,
they
like I
gotta
said, just to explain, that woman, that black woman, I'm sorry.
go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That black woman is doing everything in her power to keep that male or her son or her brother or her father alive. You
Right.
know,
And
the world is
I
trying
want you to
to she knows that.
zero in on that. Yes, sir.
So she's right. So she's doing everything in her power to keep him alive. But at the same time, it's making him weak because
Now,
we're
how?
growing up
Explain,
from a
can
cradle.
you explain
And
how? How exactly is she making him weak? How? What specifically is she doing to make him weak?
she literally, meaning the mother, or even black women, she literally wants to fight his battles for him. You know, if that little boy gets into another little boy, the mama comes outside and push her son to the side, ready to fight the other boy. And say, no, let them fight, you know, or let them have at it. There's a lesson in that.
Right.
Those two boys, there's something they got to establish. you know. And but see, a man, most time a father saying, or even if that boy come running in the house, he'll say, "Oh no, you got to go out there and deal with that." See, a man don't do that. A mother,
Right.
no, she wants to go outside and deal with it. No, that's not your fight. He has to learn from a young age. That's your fight. That's going to not only build character, not only build confidence, but he got to know that I got to fight my own battle. And as a man, you teach that boy, like, look, if I ain't around or if I ain't here, it's you and
Right.
God.
Right.
God take me today. You got to know that it's you
Right.
and God. You got to fight that fight, not me,
Yeah.
not your mama. That's
Yes, sir.
you. You and God that fight, because there's going to come a time when me and your mom ain't going to be around. So
Right.
then what? Especially
Yeah.
your mom. I mean,
Yes,
you
sir.
got these boys. I mean, they living with their mama. Now, you ever notice in the black community, that sister put that girl or that daughter out the house. Oh, you got to go. But that boy, he can live in her house till he's 80 years old
I mean, keep messing
with
up
his
and keep
mom.
messing up and keep messing up and keep messing up.
Yeah, he could be strung out on drugs. She keep going,
Mhm.
going to get him. That little girl, she's strung on. You got that little girl
Yeah,
got
like
to go,
Gator,
but the boy he can stay.
like Gator, right? Like
You
Gator in
know,
Jungle Fever, right? If you don't give me the money, mama,
right,
I'ma just go
right.
out there and steal it from somebody. I need $100 for the job
Yeah,
interview,
that's
mama.
called game. Yeah. And finally, his daddy stood up. Boy, I kill you dead. And he was right. You got to go, man. You know,
Yeah, man.
like I said, I mean, that's an
Yeah.
example.
Ozzie Davis
Make
wasn't
those
having it
boys
no
weak.
more.
No,
uh, yeah, man.
no, no.
Yeah,
So, like I said, you make these boys, that's and then you birthed the what they call it, the Metro male today. You birthed him. That's what
yeah,
we got today. I heard Penny Hardaway on an interview with Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. He said he coached in Memphis. He said, the athlete today is not like the athlete when I came up. When I came up, hell, myself, when I came up in Little League football, Pop Warner, they would grab by your mask and shake your head, and say, get in the game or get it together. Loud. That's old school. You could talk to an athlete and call him an MF. Man, what you doing? That was allowed. That's how you coach. The better. But see, as men, you got to be able to take that.
yeah.
Today, the black athlete, young man, he can't take that. He can't even take criticism. Going back to Kevin Durant. I mean, I don't know what Michael Rappaport said, but evidently he said something. You can't take that. But even with Michael Rappaport, I mean, why would you put that? But that's another story. Why would you gonna go public with that in a private conversation, even though it wasn't private, but still,
Yeah,
So like I said, that mother, she's doing everything in her power to keep that boy alive. Everything.
yeah, yeah.
Eating everything she can.
Now, my thing
So
was, my thing was that I was, I was thinking about it from a slave, like on the plantation. They tried to take the aggression out of you because they knew that if the slave master or what was that person that uh the person that was not the slave master but the person that actually was the person with the whips and everything on the plantation
the
enforcing everything.
overseer,
Overseer, the overseer.
the overseer,
If they
the
see any
overseer.
aggression in you, any dominance in you, they're gonna attack you and buck break you. So to spare you from that buck breaking,
You're right.
they would try to get you to soften up because they couldn't
Right.
stand to want to see
The
you
motherhood.
going through that buck breaking experience. So, but that was a
Right.
survival technique at that point. But I think that we have in today's time, we're still using survival techniques from that point, and when we look at it like a survival technique. Like if I take the punch out of this boy, that way when he go around these officers, these white officers, I ain't gonna have to read about my child in the newspaper. So let me make him sweet. Let me sweeten him up,
Right.
so he ain't gonna he don't be out there with
Right.
that aggression. Of course, me and you, same thing.
Right.
Like my son, I remember the police stopped both of them. Two of them, one at different times. But my oldest one was coming home from high school, just walking down the street. Happened to be like a block, not a block, but like a house away from my house. When when the police just stopped him, and they was finna get, and he was doing the whole "don't touch me, get off of me," this and that, and luckily I was in the house. I was able to come outside and say, "Hey, bro, calm down." And I was able to tell these officers, "Hey, this is my son. If you got an issue, tell me what he did, what's going on." And because I was level headed, I was able to, you know, had him. Well, we were looking for somebody. I said, "Well, my son just got out of school, so he ain't been doing nothing but being in school. So I don't know who you looking for, but it ain't him. He been in school all day." So I thought. But anyway, but I told, it's what I told them. I said, "Man, this dude's been in school all day. He just got out of school. He just got here. So he ain't been, who banging, who riding with some other dudes. He been in school. Because they'll call me if he ain't in school." And I didn't get that call. So I was able to diffuse that situation. Then another time I took my son to get a haircut, and I was dropping him off. I was like, "You know what, I'm gonna go put some gas in the car. I'll be right back." I had forgot to do it. So I had let him out of the car, and the police was coming down the street at the same time, just happened to do it. And they stopped when my son, I told my son, "Hey, put the trash cans in when you go in." So he went to the curb to put the trash cans in, and the police stopped and got out the car and was trying to come up on him. I was like, "Whoa, wait, what you doing? It's my son." "Oh, well, he looked like a suspect." I said, "Nah, man, I just opened the car and let him out. I had to sit down and talk." But my point is, my son, both of them was like, my youngest son, he just ignored the police. He didn't even, when they was like, "Hey, what's your name? What you doing?" That he didn't even speak to them because he knew I was there, so he didn't even say nothing to them. But I had to tell him, I said, "Man, you got to learn how to speak for yourself and tell him, hey, look, I'm innocent. I don't know what you're doing, what you're talking about, but I'm here." Not in a challenging way, but in a way to let him, I ain't no punk, but this is what's going on. You know what I mean? But that's what a
Right.
man would do. You're gonna tell your son, you ain't gotta kiss their ass, but you just gotta speak intelligently. Cause you start panicking, that's when they gonna be like, "Oh, well, I didn't know what to do, so I just killed him." You know what I'm saying? So don't panic, but just tell them what's going on, and use your
Right.
brain instead of your brawn. Anyway, but I think that's what black women are thinking, man. They were thinking like, "Man, if I let this boy go out of this house with all of this testosterone that he gonna talk himself right into a casket with these LA sheriffs and the LAPD and and like that, or NYPD, or whatever
Right.
whatever city you live in. He gonna talk himself into a casket." So that's where we as men, we got to step back in the project, in the picture, and show these women, man, that's not the way to be, man. You don't just emasculate these dudes. So you think you can protect them by emasculating them? That's not going to protect them, because when they run into real men, a real man is going to be turned off by them, and they're going to attack them like a lion, like a kitty cat in a lion cage. You know what I mean? You got no chance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But but like, just like the topic of our conversation, they would rather us say, "You doing the right thing by emasculating this dude. You're doing the right thing because at least he's alive." But is he alive? Is he really alive?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or is he walking around with the fear?
Is it
Oh
really?
my
Is it
God!
really? Is it really? Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Is it really live on your knees?
Right.
You know. And what worse feeling it is to be a man and to be a black man. No, there's more to me than this. There's more to me because I got to hold back every day That's
Yeah,
impossible.
yeah. And they don't
No
know what
man
that
can
feeling
hold
is
back
like.
every who he really is.
They don't know what
No.
that's like, man, to hold back. You got to hold yourself back every day of your life. You got to constantly hold yourself. They don't know what that's like, brother. Explain that. Explain what it's like to hold yourself back as a black man in this country.
I heard in one of his speeches, Minister Farrakhan teach, and I want to say this correctly, that in Thomas Jefferson memoirs, when he wrote, there's gonna come a day what we did to the black slave, God is gonna come for them. One day he's gonna come for them. And in those writings, if I understood correctly, Thomas Jefferson also wrote, but whatever we do not offer the black man Islam, because Islam brings out the militant propensities in the
Right.
black man.
Well, of course, he
He
was a
did
Mason.
not want the black man to have Islam. I'm sorry?
Of course, he was a Shriner Mason. So, yeah, they know not to teach them to give
Yes,
those
sir.
teachings to him. Yeah.
Right. Right. He said, do not give the black man Islam. Now, that told me everything. There's something in the black man. There's something in him. He is a real man. And to hold back every day what you really are. See, one thing about Michael Jordan. Now, I don't know Michael Jordan on a personal level, but I'm pretty sure to play with Michael Jordan, even if he was on his team, I don't think it was kind of easy because Michael Jordan believed in winning. And if you wasn't willing to work as hard as he was, you don't want to be around men like that, and play on their
No.
team because they're gonna call you out. Michael Jordan was the type he'll fight you at practice,
Yeah.
Because you ain't working as hard as he working. He didn't hold back.
Right.
And I guess that's kind of how it is. He did hold back what he was. If you ain't working hard as I am, he just punch you. Now try to imagine that time you working as hard as you working around four other cats that they ain't working, but you can't touch them. You can't even say nothing to them. After a while, it's gonna start to kill you inside. Or as a
Yeah.
black man, that you're better than this. You got
Yeah.
all these ideas. You got a better way, and I all the time, but you can't express your better way.
Right.
Show your brilliance. You just do it. Or like another example, if you study little black girls, now you got a little white girl when she jump rope. The rope hit the ground, she jump up in the air. The rope hit the ground, she jump in the air. So, oh, okay, little white girls can do that. Not a little black girl. You know what she do?
What's
She
he
say,
do?
"Go get two ropes." She tell her friend, "Go get two ropes." They go get two ropes. That little black girl start jumping with two in a circle. Boom, 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 boom. And that little black girl just jumping. Boom, boom, boom. But she don't stop there. She
Don't stop
start
there.
double dutching, and another black girl jump in.
Oh.
See, she's not holding back. There's something that we see more
Uh,
to it than just jump a rope. But that little white girl, she's still stuck right there. Rope at the ground, rope at the
uh,
ground, she jump. The rope at the ground, she jump. Not that little black girl. She don't hold back. Go get another rope.
uh,
Join in with me. But as a little black boy, we can see that, but it's like, nah, don't you do that. You got to hold back. And it goes back to what I said earlier about the fundamentals in basketball. They're trying successfully. They want European basketball. They want it to fit a certain player, white player, because they can't keep up with your athleticism. They can't keep up with that. So they're kind of dumbing it down. And they thought, and I thought so too for a minute. They thought that the 3-point, because for a while, I ain't gonna say for, there was a time we didn't shoot 3-pointers. That was like strictly, that was white cats that shot that. But all we got to do is see it. If we see it,
right.
like it was taught, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. If we
Right.
see it, you can't let us see it.
Right.
If you
We'll
see it,
figure
oh,
out a way.
we're gonna take it to another level. Yeah. But like I said, I mean, every day we got to hold back. Every day. I mean, who wants to get pulled over by the police and this man telling you sit on the curb?
Right.
Man, that's the human. Man, I'm not sitting on the curb, man. Put your hands on that hood. Man, that hood is hot.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. I mean, I don't know. No man wants to be, you know,
Not
no
for
one wants to
nothing.
be
Not
treated
for
as
nothing.
less.
Nobody wants to be treated as less, but nobody want to
Right.
put their hands on that hood and knowing they innocent, knowing they didn't do nothing. No, nobody wants to put their hands on. No innocent hands should be going on that hood. Yeah, that's true.
No, that hood hot as hell. Yeah, that hood hot, man.
Yeah.
So like I said, day in and day out. But her whole thing is just keep him alive. Like you said,
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
homeboy
So,
name on on that movie?
who? Who?
Homeboy name on that movie? Samuel Jackson character.
Who?
Movie you brought up earlier.
Oh, Jungle Fever.
Ghetto. What was his name?
Gator.
Yeah, Jungle Fever. Yeah,
Gator.
Gator.
Yeah.
Gator.
Yeah. I need
Yeah.
$100
She at all
for the
costs she want to
job
keep
interview,
Gator alive.
mama.
Gator. Gator wasn't no good, man.
Gator, you take this money for the good Reverend Doctor come back. You take this money for the good Reverend Doctor come home. You got to get out of here for the good Reverend Doctor come back. Remember the good Reverend
Yeah.
Doctor?
Yeah. I like the good Reverend Doctor.
Good Reverend Doctor said, "Boy, you ain't been nothing but a problem since you've been born. I'm gonna take you out of your misery."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with the good Reverend Doctor.
Now, if you think about that, now
You
we
ain't
just
no
gonna take a
good.
sideline real quick. If you think about that, that's how much he loved that boy. He knew he was in misery. The demons was eating that boy up. He just said, "Man, I got to put you down because you can't. There's no way you're gonna be able to walk yourself out of that, man. You just so far deep in it, man.
No.
You just done. You're as close to dead as you're gonna be. You might as well just be in the
Yeah.
cat where you at. So out of his love, man,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Rather
figure
than
that out at
suffer.
the time why he
Yeah.
killed him. But now I see, as an older man, I see, yeah, man, you just watching your child just get them demons just tearing your child apart, and you don't want to see him suffer like that, man. You just like, man, you suffering, you making your mama suffer, you making people out there in the streets suffer, and you making yourself suffer, man. You got to go. You got to go, man. I'm gonna do you a favor, man. Put
Yeah.
you out your
It's
misery.
better.
Yeah, put you out your misery,
Yeah.
man.
It's better. It's better.
Yeah,
That's called mercy.
yeah. Now here, hey, now speaking of
It's
jungle
like
fever,
shooting
speaking of jungle
wounded
fever,
deer.
brother Jarvis, speaking of jungle fever, okay, so that goes back to our lead topic. So in our topic, we asked, why do women think it's better to lie? So, like we was talking about, Gator was lying. Gator would come to his mama and say, "Hey, I got a job interview." Now Gator was a hot mess, right? Absolutely no way nobody's
Yeah.
giving him a job interview, right? Smelling like piss. He was a crackhead living on the street, right?
Yeah.
Come on, I got a job interview,
Yeah.
but I gotta give him $100 so that I can fill out the paperwork. And instead of his mama saying, "Boy, you think I'm stupid? Ain't nobody got to you ain't got to
Yeah.
pay no $100 to take no job interview. It's free. What job you got to pay $100? You got to pay for them to pay you. You ain't nobody
Yeah.
dumb."
Yeah.
But he preferred that he lied to
Yeah.
her. Why? Why, brother
Yeah.
Job? Why did she prefer that? Why couldn't he just come in and tell her the truth? Hey, I'm a crackhead and I need this money so I could go smoke more crack. Why did he have to position it so that he was actually doing something of value, which she could clearly see he wasn't? Why did he have to do that?
Because she wanted to be lied to. The truth
I
is too
get that.
hard to deal
But
with.
why? Why?
She can't deal with the truth. The truth is your son ain't no good. And
Wow.
sometimes it's not what you did.
Wow.
Because in her mind, she think, well, it's something I did. It's not. That's not you. If you did the best you could do, and that's the cold part. How he came out, that's between him and God. If you did the best you can do, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, he has to answer for that. You're done. And see, that's what
Yeah.
men understand. After a while, you know how many women that I talk to that tell me they mean this. Being a mother is, I mean, they're gonna be with you for life. And it's like, no, they not. And once they're grown, you're done.
Right.
Women tell me, no, I'm not done. No, no. I got to always worry about them. No, you don't. If you did a good job, even if you tried your best and you taught them right and you taught them what to do, it's on them. It's not on you.
Yeah.
And I've talked to women who would rather pass up on a good man and pass up on relationships to be in their child life, who's grown. And I
Yeah.
don't get that. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Well,
child is more valuable to you than a man. The
yeah.
man is first. I've had sisters tell me, no, I make my child place first. Are you crazy? You make his plate first, not the child.
Yeah. Wait,
And they really believe that they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do
wait a
that.
minute. Stop right there. Let's go over that again. Whose plate should be made first?
The man,
Okay. Is there anybody
the
who
head of the household, the
doesn't
man
make
plate should be made first.
hey, is there anywhere that doesn't make any sense? Is there anybody listening to us or anybody does that not make sense? Doesn't that make sense? This is the man that's going out working to make this thing happen and probably paying most of the bills here. And or if he didn't get, maybe he got laid off or something, but if he could, he would. Why how come he ain't getting his plate fixed first? And he should be getting the most. How
Yes,
how is somebody else gonna eat more than this man? This man have his
right.
choice of everything first. That's the minimum amount of respect you should be given to this man, right? But women
Yeah,
don't want to do
right.
that these days, right? Because that's slavery. I'm not gonna fix your plate, even though you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I'm not gonna fix you a plate. Nuh-uh. Then you're gonna get mad when some other little chick is fixing this plate somewhere else. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
wrong for that. I mean, man, gonna go,
yeah.
man. Like you said, brother, a man gonna go where he get the most pleasure. A man working that hard, he gonna go where he
Yes,
get the most pleasure. So if he getting the most pleasure somewhere else and not
yeah,
in his own home, he ain't gonna be in his own home. He gonna be somewhere else most of the time. He may have a
yeah,
duty to take
yeah.
care of everybody in that house, but where he gonna get pleasure at, he gonna make sure he get his own pleasure because life is too short.
That's right,
Life is too short to go through it and
right,
be miserable all the time. Miserable all the time. You need to get you
right,
some pleasures in this life. You know, not step on
right,
nobody, not hurt nobody.
right.
And I'm not saying cheating on your wife is right or wrong or nothing. What I'm saying is, I'm just talking about the human condition. Human beings want pleasure, and they're gonna chase pleasure. If they have to go outside of their home to find it, they're gonna go outside of their home to find it. Especially men with money and time on their hands. They're gonna find it. That's just a simple ball game of that. But the thing is,
Yeah,
we trying to we trying to find a solution to how to make things better. The relationship between men and women. I mean, we specifically talking about black women and black men in this particular conversation, but that's because that's what we see that as, you know, the most critical area. And I haven't dated white women, you haven't dated white women, so we can't really speak on that, but I'm sure they have their own issues as well in trying to bring people together. However, both of us are very versed with dealing with black women, but we don't understand why they want to lie, and so how how is us lying to them going to make things better? Like how, what in their mind is the reasoning behind them saying to themselves, if this dude don't tell me that men, if, as long as you don't, like, for example, let's say you are a 35-year-old woman and you are 200 pounds and you have two children by some other dude, right? Let's say you divorced the guy 5 years ago, and then you've been divorced and you've been doing having relationships between them. Not you personally, but I'm just saying this arbitrary woman. And so the woman calls us and we talk to her and we tell her, hey, she calls and says, hey, I want to get into a deep relationship. All the guys that's messing with me, they just want to hit it, or they just want me to, be in business with them, or they're not looking for me to be in a serious relationship. And we say, well, first of all, what do you look like? What is your appearance? What's your appearance look like? And then she go into the fact that she wear a dress size 16, she's 200 pounds, and but she say, I want a king, I want a man that's gonna think of me as a queen. Well, and we tell her, hey, you know what, the average dude that's making some serious money, first of all, is probably gonna want to marry somebody a little younger than you. So that's a ding right there. Then you got children by somebody else. That's a ding right there. Then you're 35, well, I mean, not 35, but then you're 200 pounds. That's a ding right there. So you're going to have to mitigate those three dings right there. So weight, you can lose. You can lose weight. The children, that's going to be one that's going to be hard to ding. That's something that your attitude or your personal appearance is going to have to ding that. Your personal appearance is going to have to pick up the slack on the fact that you got children by somebody else. Your attitude and your personal appearance. Those two things are going to have to pick up the slack for children from somebody else. Then we're going to say, you're going to have to maybe see an image consultant and try to have somebody help you with getting you a makeover or whatever, or introducing you to how to be more feminine, because that's what men like. Men like feminine. That's what attracts men, is femininity. I don't know if the women know that in today's world. It's not wigs and weaves, it's femininity that attracts men. And good men do not want to be around women that look like women, but they act like men. Man, I'm gonna do this. Man, no, bro. I'm gonna do. What man worth his salt wants to be around somebody like that? Not many.
Right.
But now, will we be? Let me ask you a question. Will we be doing her a disservice by telling her, "Oh no, girl, you fine. You 200 pounds. If some man making six figures don't want you, it's his loss." Will we be doing her a disservice, or will we be doing her a service by telling her the truth, telling her, "Hey, you need to get that weight in line. If you're really serious about being with a man that got that kind of income, you need to get serious about that. You need to get serious about working on your attitude and your personal appearance to mitigate the fact that you messed up and had children with somebody else and it didn't work out. If you're not gonna go back to that dude, then you're gonna have to make it work with somebody else, and you're gonna have to mitigate that, because most men are gonna look at that as a negative, that you bringing two children into the relationship from another dude. They're gonna look at that as a complete negative. So you need to offset that. You're gonna have to be extra feminine, and you know what I'm saying, and your seductive qualities is gonna have to be off the chain. You know what I mean? And your personal appearance is gonna have to be, at the highest level it can be at this point. Now, which one should we do, brother?
Right.
Because should we tell her the truth and help her fix those things, or should we tell her she's fine and have her not fix those things, and she go out there and try to go out to the golf course, or go to the law library, or go to the hall of medicine, and run into different dudes, and they don't give her no play, and then she be like, oh, black dudes ain't no good. Which one should we do?
I don't know if telling her the truth is going to do any good. because you have women out there who really believe that if they just give you a conversation, you should be happy. There's so many things that we got to fight through. What should we do? You can tell them the truth. They're gonna after a while they'll call you a male chauvinist or you just hate women, or something wrong with you. I'm telling you the truth on what
Right.
we like. I'm telling you the truth. You know, but it's on her too. Just like Gator's mama. Gator wasn't no good. You have to realize Gator's no good, and let that boy go. But we're talking about what 300-400 years of her having to do this, and that's a whole nother man, a whole nother. You tell her the truth. Is she gonna listen? At first, no. It's like we have to all say this at the same time and all be on one accord. And she might start to listen, maybe, but I don't know because then they'll say, "Oh, all the men at the same time." We're all
But what
gonna
I'm
go
saying,
crazy at the same
that-
time. But you can't
but
tell
what
her the truth.
but what I'm saying is, which one is going to benefit her as far as which one will bring her closer to her goal? Us telling her to lie that, oh, you're fine, girl. If a dude don't want to take you and those children and that 200 pounds, then that's his loss. What are who's who's gonna suffer at the end of that lie? Her? I mean, which one is she gonna benefit from? Which one do she have the opportunity to benefit from? Does she even have the opportunity to benefit from us lying to her? Yeah, maybe some dude will bump his head,
Uh,
fall over fall over the tooth fairy and say, you know what? I woke up today, I'm worth millions of dollars, but I want someone that's overweight with somebody else's children and their personal appearances, they've hit the wall. That's what I want. So la la la, I'm going out to go find somebody like that. Man, yeah, that could happen. That's possible. Yeah, and it's possible that, there's life on Jupiter. There's human beings on Jupiter sitting around. But it's possible, but not probable. I would say let's plan for it by telling her the truth. I mean, if we tell her the truth, she can make a decision to not follow it. You dig what I'm saying?
yeah.
If we if
In
we
the
tell her
end,
a lie, if we tell her a lie, brother, she don't have no choice but to follow that lie. She don't have no choice but to follow that lie if we tell her the lie. Hey, you know what? You're fine. You're fine. Even though we're not saying you as a person are a bad person, that has nothing to do with it. When it comes to male female relationships, on the first swing, first thing has to be there is the physical attraction. So we got to get that part straight first. So if I'm not physically attracted to you, we're not going to get nowhere else. We're not going to go anywhere else. So of
no,
course, the physical attraction
no,
got
we're
to
not.
right. We're not going to get
Right,
nowhere else if the physical attraction is not there. So that's what I'm talking about. Kevin Samuels doing guys like that. They're out there telling these women, "Hey, you got to get the physical attraction under control first, because that's what's going to actually get the guy's attention is the physical attraction." But I don't know. See, they think that everybody gonna look at them like their daddy looked at them, their father looked at them. The father looked at the real inner person, and their father loved her no matter what she did, no matter what she said, no matter how many guys she went out and banged and came home and jumped in her bed. That her father loved her no matter what, right? But we're not your father.
right,
That
right,
we don't love you. We ain't gonna love you like that, right? And you don't want to call us daddy anyway. No
right,
problem. Okay. But because we're not gonna love
right,
you like your daddy does. And you know that. That's why you don't want to call us that. We got it
right,
now. We got it. Only your daddy's
right,
gonna forgive you with all them babies by other dudes. Only your daddy's gonna let you go out there and bang everybody walking and then go get in the bed. Get in the bed that he paying for. That's the last time that's gonna happen. The
right,
average guy is not gonna want you to go out and bang a bunch of dudes and then get in the bed that he's paying for. It's just a whole different ball game out here now.
right.
So, but What? So if we see now, we doing logical deduction. If we logically can conclude that lying to these women is bad, not only for them but for their goals, for the goals that they have for themselves. I want a relationship, a meaningful relationship. Okay, if you want a meaningful relationship, then you got to be able to attract people that can give you that. How are you going to attract those people if your personal appearance is not where it should be? But people are telling you okay. Tell yourself you a 10. Is that really gonna be, is that gonna work? Is that gonna work? No, it ain't gonna work. So my question is, why do they think that that's a good thing? Why do they think that it's a good? I think you hit on it when you said they just can't bear it. Like Jesus said, you just can't bear it. Many things I could tell you, but you just can't bear it. Why? Because you too mixed up with all these women. See, as a man, you're supposed to be able to hit hard with the truth. You're supposed to be able to hit the truth, man. The only people that can't handle the direct truth is women and children. They the only ones supposed to, not get the direct truth. But we as men, we got to take it, right? I remember I was watching a movie one time, man. I was watching a movie one time. It's an old black and white movie. It was all white people, but it was an old black and white movie, right? And they was on this ship. They was on this boat. And they was taking this boy from, I don't know if it was Italy. I think it was Italy. It was all going from Italy to America, right? It was a little it was a
Right.
not a big cruise ship, but just a little not a yacht, but a little boat that was out there in the middle of the ocean, man. Waves got really bad, tore that boat apart, right? Tore the boat apart. So anyway,
Right.
a dude, most of the crew fell in the water, right? So one of the crewmen was really good
Right.
friends with the little boy, but the little boy was he was from America. He spoke English, but everybody else on the boat spoke Italian. So anyway, so they ended up in the water. They ended up in the water, in a part of the boat that ended up in the water. So they saved the little boy and put him on a little raft or something, and the other couple of guys and women was in the raft, right? So one of the dudes was like, "Hey man, let me pull you into the water, pull you into the boat," right? So the guy was in the water, and the water was up to his waist, up to his neck or his chest, right? So the guy was smiling, saying, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a swim. I'll be okay. I'm just gonna go for a swim." So he was saying that in English. So he told the dude in Italian. He said, "Hey man, I'm dead. I'm dying." But he was smiling the whole time. He didn't want to alarm the people. He was smiling the whole time. He said, "Hey man, I have nothing below my waist. There's nothing there. I'm bleeding out. I'm gonna die in a few minutes, but I don't want this boy to see me, lose my cool. That's why I'm still smiling." But he's telling this dude all of this in Italian. So the little boy was like, "Hey Frank, come on, get in the boat, get in the boat." So he's telling him, "No, I'm gonna swim, man. Don't worry about it, man. I'm gonna go for a little swim. I'll be back. I'll see you later." You know what I mean? And so when the dude, because they kept on trying to get him to come into the boat, but when he broke it down to them, to this guy that spoke Italian, the guy was like, "Oh, okay, I got it." It's like, "Oh, no. He's gonna go swim." But the whole point was that guy knew that the people on that raft, the women and the children, couldn't take the fact that his whole lower half was cut off. So he hid it from him. He told the men, but he hid it from he hid it from the little boy and the women. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So my point is,
Right.
that's why, we understand that they can't take the direct truth. Some, they shouldn't, but we lying to them is not, in certain situations, yeah, like a situation like that, yeah, I can understand. But in a regular situation where they're not threatened by lunacy or something like that, why are we lying to them? Right? The more we
Right.
tell them the truth, especially when they at risk of loss, They're at risk of losing. You are at risk of losing to not having the truth. You're gonna go out here and you're gonna go. First of all, we don't tell women. Let me just get it. I'm just gonna air it out. First of all, we don't tell women that, hey, you gotta. There's things you got to do. If you want a man that really cares about you, that's a job. That is like a job. You got to go out and aggressively attack that. You got to be where those guys are. See, most women think, oh, someday my prince will find me. Like Cinderella, somebody going to come to your house and knock on the door. Hey, is Cinderella in here? I got $1 million outside in my Maserati. I'm waiting to pick her up. Is she in here?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Is Shaniqua in here? Yeah. Tell her to bring her kids with her too. No. That's not going to happen.
Right.
You got to go. That's a fairy tale. You got to go where the dudes are. That's first of all, you got to be where they're at. The golf course, the law library, the hall of medicine, the volunteering. You know what I'm saying? Different lectures, self-improvement places. You got to be places that they're at. You can't be in the bar in the club looking for a dude that's going. The dude in the bar in the club is looking to get paid. That's it.
Right. Right.
I know I'm going on a tangent, Jarvis. Let me finish this, and I'm gonna let you throw your thoughts in there. So, number one, you gotta be where they're at. Number two, you got to be attractive to them. If you're not attracted to them, why do you think they're gonna step to you if you're not attracted to them? Or you're gonna have to start stepping to them. You know how many women are stepping to a dude in his last year of medical school, or he's in a residency? You know how many women are stepping to that dude? I don't care what color she is, white, black, Asian, black, brown. I don't care what. If he's a doctor, they step into him, all different colors, types, and races. Step into him.
Right.
You got to get active, man. You got to get out there. You think you just my fairy prince is gonna come and knock on my door. Same day I get my county check, the prince is gonna knock on the door. Hey, is Shaniqua in here? I'm ready to go. No, that ain't gonna happen. But see, ain't nobody telling them. The third thing you got to worry about is the wall. The wall is undefeated. The wall is undefeated. How are you going to? You only got a certain time before you hit the wall. Everybody's gonna hit the wall. Men just don't hit the wall as bad because women don't care about when it come down to it. Women care more. I'm not gonna say women don't care about physical appearance, but women care more about access to resources. That's what women mostly care about. If I want a nice house, can you get me a nice house? If I want a nice car, can you get me a nice car?
Right.
I'll learn to deal with your face. Right?
Right. Right.
The fourth thing is you got to be approachable. You got to be approachable. Who wants to talk to somebody that got a gutter mouth? Who wants to talk to a woman with a gutter mouth? You got a gutter mouth, and you think a dude of some substance is going to want to talk to you? Really? A gutter mouth is a very, very masculine situation. You just going to turn the average dude off with that. Only a sucker type of dude. Only a vagabond is going to be like, oh yeah, that's cool. See you doing masculine stuff and be like, yeah, that's cool. I can dig that. Because he's still going to hang in there to try to bag it. But a man like me, I wouldn't even try to bag nothing like that. Because I don't want no masculine energy around me in an intimate setting. I don't want none. None.
Right.
What you think about what I'm saying, Brother Jarvis? What's your take on that?
Well, I'm with you 100%. I'm going to come up in conclusion. In conclusion, why do women think it's better to lie? I think in their minds, it's not a lie. I don't think to them it's not a lie. To them, the perception reality, which is sad. It really is sad because perception is not reality. Perception is just that, perception. But to them, it's like they'd rather have a lie than the truth. So to them, it's a lie. I mean, these men really do think I'm a 10. So if I'm a 10, I deserve that six-figure cat. And it's sad that you may not get that doctor, that lawyer, that accountant. What's wrong with the man who pick up trash? What's wrong with him?
Oh no.
What's wrong with the mechanic?
Oh
What's
no.
wrong with the man who installed cable?
Oh no.
What's wrong with the man
I'm
who
better
cooked
than that. I'm better than that. No. I'm better than that.
Everybody's gonna marry the doctor, the entertainer. Everybody's not gonna marry that man. There's only so many of them.
Well,
So
it's some other chicks that's gonna marry the
you
trash
got to
man.
go to God. And say, what do God have got in store for you? I mean, I'm sorry.
I said it's some other chicks that's gonna marry the trash man, not me.
Wow. What's wrong with that man? Barack Obama was the president of the United States. I mean, he wasn't the president. I mean, I don't think he was a lawyer. Or maybe I was a lawyer or not, but he got into politics. That's a thankless job.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, to me, I think it had to be real love. I think. I mean, who aspires to be a politician? That's something to me you kind of like fall into, or you just shady or shyster, and you really don't want to work. To me, and you want to make money, but you don't want to. You just want to use your brain.
Well,
it's a con game. Politics,
yeah,
but I said,
it's an ugly business,
women,
man.
they want to be lied to. They have to be lied to because they have made perception reality. They don't want the truth. You really
Well,
don't.
then what? Okay,
With
okay.
that truth comes a lot of work.
Okay. If they want to be lied to, and they have to be lied to, what are we gonna do, brother? Because we're in a bad situation here.
I mean,
if I have to lie to you,
you can tell them the truth.
But no, but you said they want to be lied to. So how are we gonna tell them the truth? They don't want the truth. They prove that. They prove it every day. Every day on the internet, you will see them. They crucify dudes that tell them the truth. They don't want nobody to tell them the truth. They crucify them. So what do we?
After a while, like anything else, if we keep saying it over and over again, the truth. So you can't deny the truth. You can crucify the messenger, but after a while, it's like, wait a minute, maybe they're not lying, because on the other end, we got to get stronger too, meaning that we got to start telling them the truth. But
most situations, yeah.
I think, I mean, I think too, Kevin Samuel, the hard truth. I can't say it doesn't work, but I don't want to put them on the defense. But even if you soften up the language, they're going to get on the defense. It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. But they're going to end up
you can tell them the truth in soft language.
But they're going to pay. Well. I agree with you on that one. I don't think they should get a spear through the heart, but you should at least tell them the truth. However kind of way and I'm noticing he is even trying to soften up a little bit. He ain't trying to, with the spear on fire straight through the heart anymore. He's kind of trying to soften it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because obviously he can recognize that maybe that ain't the best way to do it, even though that would be the quickest way to do it. But I'm saying, even though we can't tell them the truth, even though the truth is what would set them free, the truth would be what would give them access to what it would actually bring them closer to what they're looking for. By us telling them a lie that, oh girl, you fine, you 200 pounds, you fine, you'll find somebody out there. We lying to them, and we keeping them away from their goal, in my opinion.
But we're not saying that. There's other women. That's their friends saying that. Men ain't telling them that.
Some men are, brother. Some men are. You got men like Derek Jackson out there. You got men like Derek Jackson out there, and other simplified dudes all they trying to do is circling. They just circling around trying to get paid. They just trying to get to the vagina. So they tell them whatever. They tell them oh yeah, you're fine. I love you like you are. Well, they just met this chick, but I love you like you
And
are. Why?
they'll
Because they feel like, hey, this is
and
low
they'll
hanging fruit. If I just tell her what she want to hear, eventually I will be rewarded for my efforts, and she will let me tag it. And that's all they looking for is to
yeah, but
tag something.
yeah, well, yeah, and
But what it
on
does
life,
is what it
you know,
does is it reinforces in the woman that somebody actually likes, and there is a person that likes that. It reinforces that in a woman. But if she really take a minute to think about it, what kind of dude have I ever met a 6-figure dude that have come up to me and said, you know what, I like your stilo. I like the way you roll with all this extra weight on you. I like that. I like the way you talk. I like the way you look like that. And I like how you roll. Come with me up to my mansion. Meet me at my mansion. When was the last time that happened? See, but they don't think about what's actually going on here. This dude is playing you just to get, just to get between your legs. Once you get between your legs, you're gonna see the whole conversation change. I ain't got time right now. I'm busy. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. It's the same old thing. She know it. Every woman out there know it. If she older than 25, she knows she been through this. The dude get it, and then he gone. Especially if she got a lot of masculine traits. If you got a lot of masculine traits, let me help some of these women out here. If you're listening to us, this is what you don't ever say this. Some women say this and they make this is a critical mistake. This is, if you say this sentence to a man, you might, to a good dude will hear this sentence and be turned off completely. He will probably not take you seriously beyond this point. If you say to them, that's just the man in me, don't ever say that sentence to a man. Once you say that sentence to a man, a good man, a masculine dude who loves masculinity and femininity, once he hear you say, that's just the man in me, you're done. You're done. You're done. Anyway, let me do my final thoughts, man, because I know you got to go, man. You got things you got to do. We both got things we got to do. We already been 2 hours 17 minutes, but I think we laid down some good information so somebody could use it to get somewhere. My final thoughts on this situation is the fact that us lying to you women, though you want us to lie to you, and I don't know why. Can someone, if one of y'all watching this program can come on here and explain to me why we can't just tell you the truth? Hey, you're too, like, you guys can tell us, you don't make enough money. You could just swipe it right away from us on a dating app, and because we don't make enough money, we're not in the price, we ain't in the income range that you're looking for, right? It's okay for you guys to eliminate us based on income, right? But we can't eliminate you based on weight. We can't eliminate you based on amount of children you got from other men. We can't eliminate you based on your physical appearance. That's crazy. You can eliminate us based on physical appearance. You can eliminate us based on height. You can eliminate us based on weight, based on a lot of different stuff, right? But we can't do it because it's a problem, because we can't tell you that you out of shape and you're not that feminine looking in that condition, because now we bashing you, we tearing you down. It's just a bad situation, man. It's a bad situation, and you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to get anywhere wanting people to lie to you all the time. You're going to have to learn eventually to learn how to accept the truth, hear the truth, accept the truth. Don't take it personal. Fix what you can fix, and mitigate what you can mitigate, and move forward. That's my final thoughts, Brother Jarvis. You got anything else you want to say, brother?
oh no, sir, that's it.
Okay, one last thing I
That's it,
want to
big bro. We
say.
covered it all.
All right, one last thing I want to say. I'm going to try something. We're going to give you guys an old school song of the day so that you could go and hear it. We want you to listen to Foster Silver's Misdemeanor. That is a classic. And listen to the one with the acapella in the beginning. That is a bomb. And it's Foster Silver's Misdemeanor. Go check that one out, man. That's a blast. I'll see if I can start playing a little clips of different things and see if they don't charge us for that. In the meantime, any last words, Brother Jarvis?
Sir, that's it, big bro.
All right, brother. As always, I thank you, Brother Jarvis, for coming in, stepping in, man, putting in your input with me, man, putting up with me, going on my little rants. We want to we ask y'all to meet us here again next week, and we will have more interesting topics. We new formatted the show. If you like the format, let us know. Please subscribe if you you think you can you can appreciate what we're trying to do as far as make relationships between black men and black women better, and just make things better all around the world. Then starting with the black family, then hey, help us out. Subscribe to us. At least tell us what we're doing wrong. Tell us what we can do right. Tell us what we can do better. We men over here, we ain't gonna take it personal. We just gonna try to fix what we can and leave the rest. All right. So until next week, I greet you in peace, and also never be the aggressor. All right, Brother Jarvis. We'll see you next week, brother. Peace.